Buck, I think that's over. I think that's done, but
What do you mean?
I think his career is finished.
That line from 50 Cent hit harder than people realize, because not long after, young Buck's entire life went downhill. Bankruptcy, IRS debt, jail time, a career collapsing in slow motion. But the truth behind why it all happened is way darker than most fans ever knew. To understand the fall, you've got to understand the rise, because Buck's come-up story sets a tone for everything that followed. Growing up in Nashville, Tennessee, young David Brown didn't have anything close to an easy life. He moved constantly, North Nashville Seafright, the J.C. Napier projects, then the South 7 projects. By just 8 years old, Buck knew the entire city inside out, navigating different hoods and absorbing a street culture that would eventually shape his music. To help at home, Buck hustled in every legit way he could, pumping gas for tips, cutting grass, washing cars, anything to put a few dollars in his pocket. Music became his escape, his dream. He freestyled with his day ones, battled anyone who stepped up, and slowly built a buzz in Nashville's underground rap scene. Then came the moment that showed just how hungry Buck was for success. He and his homie found a Cash Money Records phone number on BG's Chopper City CD. Two kids with nothing to lose actually called the number, pretending they wanted to book Cash Money for a $5,000 show in Nashville. The show never happened, but something way bigger did. Birdman was impressed enough to fly Buck to New Orleans to talk about signing him. That call changed Buck's life.
But what did happen was Buck and Lil Jimmy ended up meeting everybody at Cash Money Records, and the first thing that Birdman told Buck was to spit a freestyle for him, and he put him up against Lil Wayne at that time, and they went back and forth, and that ended up impressing Birdman.
At just 14 years old, Buck made one of the biggest decisions of his life. He dropped out of school completely to chase music full-time. Whether that was a right decision or not is debatable, but what it proved is simple. This wasn't a hobby for him. This was his way out.
Buck ended up coming on with them and hopefully having his situation figured out as well. But as years went on, Buck said he spent 3 to 4 years with Cash Money and none of his music ever got released. He got essentially put on the back burner while the other artists on Cash Money like Lil Wayne, Juvenile, BG, so on and so forth ended up blowing up.
But Buck's Cash Money chapter didn't go the way he hoped. Years passed with no album, no real movement, and no solid opportunity. The only proof of his time there is a cameo in the Big Timmis Big Ballin' music video. By 1999, he'd had enough. Watching everyone else blow up while he sat on the sidelines pushed him to walk away and return to Nashville. But not everything was a loss. He left with valuable industry knowledge and key relationships, including DJ Paul of 3-6 Mafia and Juvenile. Back home, Buck got straight to grinding independently. On August 22, 2000, he dropped Thug Until the End with his homie DT, and against all odds, the project charted on Billboard. No label, no machine, just hustle. It proved one thing: Buck could make this rap thing work. But right when he started gaining momentum, life hit him hard. A home invasion left him shot, and that became the moment he decided to leave the street behind for good.
And out of my ordeal back in the streets, I ended up getting shot in a home invasion and a robbery. One in the arm and one in the upper thigh area. It was enough for me to wake up and really realize that, yo, if this shit keep going on like this, I'm either to get killed or I'm gonna go to jail. And I really realized that because I was getting down for real. Really started to devote more of my time to the music then, the studio, period.
After recovering, Buck went all in on music. And just in time, DJ Paul reached out again. He had Project Pat pick Buck up and bring him to Memphis to record. Those sessions led to Buck's first major placement, Memphis on 3-6 Mafia's album When the Smoke Clears 6661. That exposure opened doors. But even then, Buck didn't sign with 3-6. Instead, he went back to Nashville to keep building. Then came one of the craziest pivot moments ever. Birdman resurfaced, wanting Buck to join a new Cash Money group called Head Bussers. Buck flew to New Orleans, but deja vu hit fast. Days passed, no paperwork, no real progress. He wasn't a naive 14-year-old anymore. He had a career starting back home, and he didn't have time to waste. Then fate stepped in. Juvenile walked into the building. Shocked to see Buck still there, Juvenile himself was in the middle of a messy fallout with Cash Money, and he offered Buck a completely different opportunity.
Juvie happened to pull up at the office, and when he pulled up, he was kind of shocked to see me there. I'm like, I've been here for a whole week. And he was like, man, you want to get up out of here for a minute? You know what I'm saying? And I took that ride with Juvie, and that's where my career started, with Juvie.
5. Buck joined Juvenile's UTP Records, but never actually signed a contract. He took the papers home, slid them under his bed, and left them there. A smart move, because even Juvenile told him, if something better comes away, take it. And something better did come. While touring with Juvenile, their bus stopped in New York, right when 50 Cent had the city on fire. The bus driver had connection to Show Money XL, 50's former manager, and Buck kept pushing him to bring 50 onto the bus. It happened, but 50 came to record with Juvenile, not Buck. Still, Buck made a move that changed everything. He started playing his own music for Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo. One track caught Banks' attention. He took it to the back for 50 to hear. That beat became Bloodhound on Get Rich or Die Trying, Young Buck's unofficial introduction to the world. 50 liked him, but couldn't sign him yet. 50 himself wasn't even signed to a major at that moment. But he remembered Buck. And when UTP fell apart, just as Buck predicted, the call finally came.
A week after the deal fizzled out with UTP, 50 Cent ended up calling Young Buck and said, hey, we want that Bloodhound track. We'll pay you $20,000 for it. Let us put it on the album. And the track is getting mixed by Eminem and Dr. Dre.
50 flew Buck to Los Angeles to meet 50, Eminem, and Dr. Dre, and officially bring him into G-Unit. His first placement with them was Bloodhound, but 50 was strategic. Before Buck's solo album, G-Unit released a group project, Beg for Mercy, a massive success. Buck was now on the biggest stage possible. Then Buck dropped his first mixtape, Welcome to the Hood, building hype for his debut album. On August 24th, 2004, Buck released Straight Outta Cashville. It debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, sold 361K first week, went platinum, and broke the Nashville curse, making Buck the first non-country Nashville artist to go mainstream. But success came with chaos. At the 2004 Vibe Awards, a man named Jimmy Johnson approached Dr. Dre, and Buck allegedly stabbed him. Buck went on the run, then later turned himself in, eventually receiving 3 years probation in community service. It was the first major red flag, the first sign that Buck's street loyalty could threaten his entire career. But he kept grinding. Feature on 3-6 Mafia's Stay Fly. More mixtapes. Heavy involvement in G-Unit South. Then came the moment that shifted his relationship with 50 Cent forever. While working on his second album, 50 told all G-Unit members they needed new management because he was cutting ties with Show Money XL. But Buck refused. Shaw was his guy. He was even the best man at Shaw's wedding. That loyalty, the same loyalty that once helped Buck rise, was now putting him directly at odds with 50 Cent.
Shaw Money had became a best friend of mine. I'm the best man on this man's wedding. That's how me and close Shaw was. Me and Shaw were fucking probably closer than me and 50. Him and 50 was, you know, so I'm the best man of this man's wedding. I'm judging Shy not from a business standpoint of his problems with 50, but looking at him as my brother.